Hi everyone, I'm Graddles, and I get asked the question all the time, what's the best way to start Satisfactory? Well, today I'm going to show you the way I would start Satisfactory. So I've done the onboarding process, so I'm going to skip that. If you've done it once, the onboarding process is great if you've never played the game before, but if you played it once, you've seen it, you've done it, let's skip all that because you don't want to have to get the parts for the hub and all that and set it all up. It's a pain in the ass. So yeah, we're going to skip that. We're going to go to options. I'm just going to go to gameplay. I'm going to switch the creature hostility to retaliate or passive. I want to build. I don't want to fight animals exactly. Another option I want to do is, let's apply that. Go to advanced options here. And I'm just going to turn off spiders because some people don't like them and we don't need them, so why not, right? So we're going to shut that off. So next, I'm going to say Northern Forest. Northern Forest has really good resources. You can get yourself up and started pretty quickly. And yeah, let's name the game. That sounds good. And we're going to start the game. So let's just start it right from here. Confirm. Alright, so once you're here, press V, search for iron, get your navigation on the top there. You got west, north, and east, and we have options. So over here is 437, over here is 851, 9. So you can go to the closest one, or you can go. So there's two good spots that you can start your game at. We're gonna go to this one over here just because it's closer. No other reason. This one should have 4 iron nodes, I believe, 2 copper nodes, and 1 limestone, and they're all pure. If it disappears, you can scan it again. Whoa, we are gonna fall and take a little damage. It's fine. We're gonna drop down. We're not gonna take too much damage there. It's fine. And we're gonna just scoot on over to the iron. Here we go. So this is where we're at. This is pretty decent spot to get up and running. So the first thing you're going to want to do is collect a lot of leaves because we're going to be using biomass burners pretty quickly. And that's going to help us to stop hand automation, which is one of the things we don't really want to do a lot of, and just get up and running. So we need power. So I'm going to collect a whole bunch of leaves and I'll be right back. It also cleans the area and it's nice because you can see the nodes easier. So we're going to do that, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and collect it all and I'll be right back. And by the way, another quick tip is while you're picking these up, you can hold E, press tab, release E, press tab, and it'll automatically pick up for you so you don't have to hold E. If you hold the shift button down, you can run. But if you're not new to the game, you already know this. Alright, so here we are. We got 4 nodes. We got one over there. And we have 1, 2, 3 nodes, all pure iron right here. We go right up there. There is a pure node of limestone. And over this way, we have 2 pure nodes of copper. So those are the 3 main things, as you can see right here, that we're going to need to get started. So next, I'm just going to mine up some of the tops here because you have to get rid of that before you can put a miner down. So let's go ahead and do that on the copper, the iron, and the limestone. So the other copper is right up there. We don't need it right now. We only need the 1, so we're just going to use that. There we go. Then we'll just hit that limestone really quick, and we'll get started. So in case you didn't know, if you hold your shift button, you'll see that you have some parts already that you can work with. So those are the parts we're going to work with right from the very beginning. So that'll minimize the handcrafting. So that'll be really good. Now you're going to want to be really careful. You don't want to fall off of here. You will die. And we don't have a hub set up. So yeah, we don't want to fall. If we die, we'll end up where we started and we'll have to run back here. It's not a big deal. It's not too far, but we don't want to do that. So, all right. So now that we've gotten that done, let's go over to this way. We can pretty much drop down very carefully onto here. And let's go ahead and set up a hub. So I'm thinking we're going to use that iron. We'll put the hub back in the area over here a little bit. And if you hit your Q menu and it's special on the top there, we can go ahead and put down a hub. Next, we're going to go ahead and hit the Q menu in production and put down a miner right there. We're going to see if we can reach that. Nope, it doesn't look like it. It's fine. We're going to put a miner over here. Can we do it from here? Yes, we can. But it's a little bit of a pain, so I want to aim it just kind of right. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we don't have any foundations yet, so we're just going to go like that. We're going to go ahead and put a miner up on the top where the limestone is, so we'll have 3 miners already set up. So let's go ahead and do that. And I just fell. Not to my death, but that's what I'm talking about. So we're just gonna keep falling. Might as well. There we go. And we have to get back up. So if you fall, not planned, I'm gonna show you how to get back up. Grab some food. And the reason why, actually we can grab some of these parts here. So now that we're not on where they're hostile, we can just kind of pick up all these little parts here. And that will help. And if we press F, we'll get some extra parts from this, which is kind of good. And this is good because it'll give us anything we delete with this, it'll give us the parts from it. So we'll get some extra stuff, which is super nice because we'll need it at the beginning. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue up to get back where we were. So this is not a short walk. That's why I said do not fall. And I did it anyway, but you know, it's a good lesson to show you. But it's not too hard to get back up there. So we are a little low on food, as you can see. And while we're going up there, let's collect more leaves. So the northern forest is excellent because we have great resources here. We have a lot of pure nodes that helps you to get started really quickly. We have a lot of biofuel that we could pick up, as you can see, and that's going to definitely help us with power right from the very beginning. And you can see where the hub is on our top bar there. So that's pretty nice. We're going to just keep going around and picking up some leaves. And also in this area is other items like quartz. I think there's small amounts of quartz. Definitely Caterium is close by. Sulfur is close by. All those things you're going to want when you get a MAM. Here's some sulfur. We can grab that. It's not an actual node. It's just a small little bit, which is always pure, so that's good. And when you get those, and we get a MAM, which we're not up to yet, but you'll be able to follow along later on, but just collect them. There's no harm in collecting extra stuff, because we're going to research that stuff. Alright, so let's see. We're back where we were. Not too bad. We're going to just throw some stuff in here. Oh, let's just throw our leaves in there, our stators and motors. Those are all later game things that we're not going to use. Sort this out, and let's go head back up and put a miner where we were going to on the limestone. There we go. Not too bad. So what we'll do is we'll just open Q. We'll hit the miner. We'll put it towards there. Perfect. Is that perfect? I mean, if you don't like the positioning, you can grab another one. Just delete it using F. We'll go a little straighter that way. I think that would be better. And then we're going to just drop down again here. And the next thing we're going to want to do is make some progress. So the miner's up there. We can actually put a constructor to this. So we can actually put it here, which is great, and just put a belt. Now, with the limestone, you only need a constructor, not a smelter. You don't need to smelt limestone. So we're just going to grab a belt from there. Can we reach it? Oh, it's ever so short. That could be a problem, but we could just do that and then connect it right in. Boom, done. Can we grab that for electric? We can. We're going to grab that for electric and set up a couple of extra poles. These only connect to 4, and it can get a little tight. You'll find you run out very quickly. Anyway, let's go to the copper. So all the parts we had from the very beginning, because that's kind of like dismantling your pod, except we skipped the onboarding process. So we don't need it, but yeah, we're gonna have enough parts to kind of automate some of this stuff. So here, if you hit control, it lines it up perfectly, and then you can just do that. So we're gonna have a miner to a smelter, and then we're gonna hit control. No, we're gonna hit Q, not control. Now we're gonna hit control, and then we're gonna belt that up, and then we're gonna grab our power. I think we'll put it on this side, and again, I'm gonna keep this pretty loose, and I don't want to use too many materials, but I think that's the best. So anyway, we have that ready to go. And actually, we don't have it ready to go. I say that, but we don't. We have to go into the smelter, and we're going to hit copper. We have to go into the constructor and hit wire, because those are the things we're going to be making. The miners themselves will automatically pick up what they're mining, but the smelters and constructors do need to be set to what they're going to make. So we're going to go over here, and that's going to make concrete, and then we're going to go over to here, and we're going to do the same setup as the copper with the smelter. So let's go ahead and grab a smelter, turn it around. Make sure the orange is matched up with the green. That means that it's input and output. And then we're going to hit 3 on our shortcuts. And shortcut keys are very good, very easy. Down on the bottom, you'll see a shortcut to a pole, the power, the conveyor belts, and the conveyor poles. If you hit the Q menu, you can actually go right over these, and you can just press a number. So say we want a constructor in number 8, we now have a constructor in 8. Now we have more options too. If you hold Alt and scroll with your wheel on your mouse, you have quite a lot that you can fill up. So anyway, we're going to hit Q again. We're going to grab a constructor. We're going to line that up. And we're just going to do that. And now we're going to set this to iron. And we're going to set this to iron plates, I think. We'll see what we need. But yeah. And then we're going to grab some power. So we're going to need power to this, and power to this. Hook these 3 up. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to grab the power we have from over here. Put it here. Grab the power from here. Put it there. And 1 to here. And then from here, we're going to bring this all the way over to here. There. So next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the grass that we made and turn it into biomass. So let's go ahead and grab the grass. And you don't have to do all of it. You can just basically make enough to get you started. So here we go. I think it stacks at 200 each. So once we get to 400, we'll put it into the machines, start the power, and we'll be automating stuff. So excellent. There we go. We got 400. I'm going to go ahead and hit E and throw 200 in there. I'm going to press E and throw 200 in there. Next, I'm going to grab a power pole to here. So if you just press 2, that's as easy as that. We'll go like that, and everything should be turned on. Now, we can't do any more than this because our power, the max we would take from all the machines is 35. The capacity is 40. So right now our miners are going into gears and everything seems to be working. Now that we've got everything up and working, we can actually put in some storage containers. So let's go into organization, grab a container here, and I'm just going to put this right down in here. As you can see, that lined up pretty well with this, and we'll just do that. I'm going to do the same for the limestone and the iron, and that's going to be producing some of the stuff we need. Now it's going to be a slow go. It's pretty slow. We only have Mark 1 belts, which are the slowest belts that you have. But right now it doesn't really matter too much. So, yep, we're going to just get this all up and running. Our plates are going to be put into storage. So is our concrete, and so is our wire. So now let's go ahead and see what we want to do next. Now I like to go into here. And base building is our tiers. So here's our tiers. We have 2 tiers. We have tier 1 and tier 2. So for my first one, I really like to do logistics. I like to get splitters, which help us to split belts. And by splitting belts, it'll definitely help us to reduce the amount of machines while our power is lower. That is 1. 2, it just is way more convenient to have that. So this is a good thing to have. Next, I like to do research, and that gives us the MAM, which was what I was talking about. But it also helps us to open up our maps, and that's excellent. And down here you can see we have screws. And right now we are only making plates, and we also need rods. So now we need more machines, but we need more power. Now there is another way to get more power, and that is by clicking on Q and going into power. As you can see, we get biomass burners. Now once I get the wire we need, which should be now, I can actually produce a little bit more power by setting up a biomass burner. So let's go ahead, grab some wire. And now another thing with the logistics and having a splitter is that when you set up biomass burners, you can automatically feed a lot of this stuff into them and then split it and have them come down a line, which I will show you shortly. But for now, I just want to set up a little bit more power because I want to produce some rods. So now I do want to make some more biomass, so let's go ahead and do that. And this is our crafting bench right here. We're going to go into here and we're going to just craft some more. So this way we can get some stuff up and running a little bit faster. The main goal for me when I'm starting a game of Satisfactory is to do the least amount of hand crafting right from the very beginning. This is kind of you have to kind of do it for a little bit. You can actually use a constructor to make these biomass leaves and biomass wood. But for now, we're just going to handcraft. It doesn't take that long. And we're going to just go over to here. This, if we throw it in here, will up our power. There you go, by 30. So now we have a capacity of 70. So that is not a bad deal. We can't put a splitter on here. So we can't do much with what we have set up here. Now, if we were to set up the same thing, which let's go ahead over to here and we'll mine up this. Might as well clear all the nodes of iron. There we go. We can actually set up more miners if we wanted to. Now, we do have 1 portable miner left, but you can actually make portable miners, and you need the portable miners for your miners. I'll show you in a minute. So if I go on Q and I press production and I press miners, so down here you'll see you need a miner, plates, and concrete to make a miner. So here's the portable miner. We have 1 left. But if we go into our queue menu, let's go into our special. We have an equipment workbench. So you can make an extra workbench for other people that are here, and you can make an equipment workbench, which is different from our regular workbench. So if we go in here, we're gonna hop on in and press E. You can make a portable miner with some of the things you have. But right now we have enough to kind of get us going. So let's go ahead. We'll grab a miner. We'll put it down. We'll spin it around. And then we're going to do the same thing as over there, except we're going to make rods. So, by the way, if you look at something, press down on your middle mouse button, it'll copy it. So we're just going to copy that. And then we're going to go ahead and copy that constructor. And then we are going to go like this and belt them up. Now this should be copying the settings as the other ones that I just copied. So when I clicked on it with the middle mouse button, but this one I want to change to rods. We're not making plates. All right, let's go ahead and set up a little bit more power. I am missing cable, so that can be a problem, but because we have some wire on us, we're going to be able to make cable. So let's go ahead and jump in here. We're going to go down here to cable. Did I use all my wire already? It looks like I did. So you know what? We do have some copper ingots, some iron ingots. You can handcraft this. Yes, it's not ideal. You don't want to really do a lot of it, but since we have it in our inventory anyway, might as well, right? So let's go ahead. We'll handcraft some ingots, and then we'll handcraft wire into copper. So that'll be much easier to get shit done. I'm also going to quickly just handcraft some iron since we have it here, because that'll help us to get the rods. And we're going to set up to do the logistics one, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. All right, I think that's enough. Let's go ahead and set up our power for the rods before, we run away here. We are missing iron rods. There you go. So we need to make some iron rods before we can move on. So let's go ahead and do that. It's not going to take very long. All right, that's good enough. And let's go ahead and set up the power for over here, and hopefully we don't blow a fuse. I'm missing wire now. How am I missing wire? Did I turn all my wire into cable? I just may have. So, good thing we're producing wire. And as you can see, it could get a little chaotic in the beginning of the game. There's a lot of kind of grind to it. There we go. We got plenty of wire now. There's kind of a lot of grind to it, but you can make less grinding this way. It's really the perfect way to set up. So I'm going to hit 2. I'm going to grab that, and hopefully we are producing enough power. And we will find out in a moment. We'll do that. Is that 4? That is 4. We can connect to any one of these. There we go. Take a look. All right, 48, not bad. Let's go ahead and grab another storage container. And we're going to do this. And we're going to connect this into here. All right, so now that we've done the power, and we've got our rods and our plates going, let's go ahead into our terminal. We're going to hit logistics, and we're going to select this milestone. Now we can pretty much put in what we already have. We can go over to here, grab the plates we have, take all, go ahead and submit it. Now we just need rods. Let's go ahead and work on some more rods. All right, so we have some extra rods now that we could put in here. We got rid of some of the extra stuff we had. We're super close to getting through this milestone. It's not a huge deal. Like I said, we're going to go pick up some stuff. Let's go ahead over to here. Grab some more of that wire. Well, we should, no, not quite enough, but We'll be all right. Let's go ahead and see if we made some rods, which is a good thing. Let's grab some of those. Still not quite enough to where we need to be, but we're getting there. Let's submit what we got. All right, we're pretty close. Let's go ahead over to here. We can actually make some wire. There we go. That should be good for wire. And next we just got to get those rods, which we only need about 24 of them. So let's see where we're at. We got 11. We could always come down in here. And we got 98 ore. But we can grab some ingots probably from here. Just go like this. We'll split that in half so they can still continue to make rods. But we can make some rods on our own, and we don't have to make ingots, which is super nice because it's already being made. So we'll go into here. We'll just craft some. Of course, it's 23 and not 24. It's fine because we could pick up what's in the storage container, and we will be ready to send that off. And then we will have splitters, and that's going to be game changing. So let me show you. All right. So now that we got our rods, we can press the big red button. Boom, smash. And that little thing's going to go off, and we don't have to wait for it to come back to have splitters already. So now that we have splitters, let's take a look over here. I'm going to split right here. Now, I should have left a little bit more room, probably. But once we go into queue, go to logistics, here's our splitters. I'm going to put that in number 6. So now I can just press number 6, and it will work. If you aim at the conveyor belt, you can just put one on there, and we'll put another smelter, say right about there. Then we're going to conveyor that in. We're going to grab a constructor, which we're missing reinforced plates. So now I haven't talked about reinforced plates. That needs screws. And how do you make screws? With rods. So we're going to take some rods. We're going to turn it into screws. And let's come on over to here. Let's go ahead and make some screws. All right. So now that we have a couple of screws, and we have a dog barking, we're going to take some plates. We're going to go over to here. And if I press E, I can make some reinforced plates. And the dog is barking, of course. Oh, babysitting for dogs, not good. All right, so now that we got some reinforced plates, we're going to need 2 per constructor. And we're going to need 2 constructors to make screws. So we want to get this going. For some reason that is not lined up very well, but we can play around with this and it will work. I promise that will work. Let's do another one in front of it. Come on, line up. There we go. So next we're going to belt this to this, this to this. Now, because we copied it, it's already making rods. This one, we're going to go from rods to screws. Perfect. Now, again, let's take a look at our power. 48. We should be able to get this online. Because I put extra power poles in, we're missing cable. Of course, we're missing cable. That's going to be the next thing we set up. So let's go down to our wire. We're going to need more reinforced plates because we're going to need 2 constructors for here. But for now, we're going to just grab the wire, make some cable. And once we get this basic setup of the wire, the cable, the plates, the rods, the screws, and the concrete, we can kind of go on a little mission, running around and letting this stuff produce for us while we're just getting and collecting resources that we want to get. So I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of more reinforced plates because we're going to need that for the constructors we're going to make cable, wire into cable. You know what I'm saying. And here we're going to just collect some cable here. We're going to need some of that to set up some more power. That should be good, hopefully. Hopefully. Now, we press 2. We're going to collect that to that, that to that, and that to that. So now, we're going to start making screws. So that's going to make rods, and that's going to make screws. And we will set up a storage container. We won't need it right this second. And yes, our place is turning into a mess. And it will turn into a mess before we can organize things much better. All right. So now, again, we're going to put a splitter because, well, we can actually, because this is making so many ingots, right? We can actually put a splitter after here. So I'm going to press 6. We're going to do that. We're just going to put in 2 more constructors over here. One there. Oh, can we fit this? I don't care if it's overlapping stuff. It's fine. Okay, we're going to belt that in. We're going to belt that in. If I get out of the way. This is doing wire. And this is going to be doing cable. All right. Now we need power for this. And I'm a little worried that we're going to blow a fuse. But we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, we're super close. But I'm going to show you. We're going to get some power up and running too. There. And then we need more rods. That's fine. We're going to do some storage containers. Trust me, I'm not getting overwhelmed. It's fine. It's fine. We are going to do one of these two, which we need some more rods. So we're going to go collect some rods. Let's go get rods because we need that. Perfect. Let's do a storage container here. There we go. Wow. There we go. Let's do one over here for the wire. Want to make sure we're filling up our containers with this stuff. There we go. And we'll connect that to that. And let's check our power. 6870. I say we leave it alone. And we make a little bit more biomass. Fill up our machines. There is another way to do this, which might be a little bit better. But for now, let's go ahead and make some biomass. You know what? We're actually going to set up another biomass setup. I think it will be better if we go on an adventure. And it'll give us peace of mind that we won't run out of power. At least for a while. So I'm going to show you how to set up a quick biomass setup. For now we can leave that. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put a splitter right here. And I'm going to grab, if I can get up here. No, I can't. I'm going to kick this dog's ass really quickly in a minute. Go lay down. All right. So right across from here, I'm going to set up another one. I'm going to do that. And for now, we are going to take this guy offline in a minute. I'm going to pop some in here. We're going to make sure this is full. Let's do that. And we're actually going to take this guy offline. That guy offline. We're going to blow a fuse. There we go. We blew a fuse. But I'm going to turn it back on. And we blew a fuse. So we need another one of these biomass setups. So let's go ahead and do that. We need plates, which we got right over here. And now you may be wondering, why did I take these two off? Well, they can't be automatically fed. But these can. And I'll show you really quickly. As soon as I get this all lined up here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to add another biofuel. There's a creature in the way. Of course there's a creature in the way. Why wouldn't there be? You know. Let's pop over to here. It doesn't like it because it's there. It's fine. We'll just move this splitter There we go. That should be good. And let's connect them. And if we could do another one, 4 would be ideal for now. And we'll hook this up right around there. This damn creatures keep getting away. So this is what we're going to do. We need these creatures anyway. Well, we need their DNA. There we go. Let's pick that up. Now he's out of our way. Perfect. Pop on here, pop on here. Copy this. Set this up. Make sure it's lined up nice. There we go. Hook this in. And next, I am going to put in a storage container here. Just going to feed there. There. It's not straight. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to grab a constructor here. I'm going to grab another container here. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to connect this. And we're going to connect this to power once we get our biofuels set up. So hold on. That is one. That is another. Let's go ahead and put some power stuff in here. Boom. There we go. All right. So we have now biomass feeding 4 of these, which will give us, we'll show you in a minute, the capacity of 90. So that is pretty well done. Should be more. No? How much do these produce? Oh, 30, 60, 90. It should be 120, no? Oh, this guy's not on. He's not connected. Why is he not? I was going to say, I thought it should be 120. There we go. That's what we want. All right. So since we already made some biomass, we're going to put it in this first container, which this will automatically feed into our 4 biomass burners. Over here, we're going to connect this up to there. And then we're going to switch this to grass, which is the leaves, not grass, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, and then we're going to put these into here. This is going to turn this into the biomass. That's going to go into our container where the biomass is being stored. And that's going to go to our biofuel here and produce our power. So I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to sort our stuff out here. So now we are making screws, rods. We're making concrete. We're making wire and cable. And we're making plates. So we are pretty much set to where we want to get to. So now let's go back into our hub here. Go to the terminal. And we're going to do field research. And I'm going to select this milestone. So we do have a couple of little items we could throw in here. That's fine. We're going to go into our little storage container. We're going to just store some of this stuff, because we don't really need to bring it with us. There we go. And we're ready to move on to our next step, which is let this produce while we go out exploring for a little while. Now I'm just going to see something. Why is that red? This is red. We have no power. See, it's always good to double check before you leave. We don't have cable because I just put it away. Yeah, so before you leave, make sure all your machines are running. Make sure you don't see any red lights, because that is a red flag that it's not working. And we don't want that. So we do want to make sure that is connected. All right, now that should be producing. Perfect. All right, next stage, we are going to go exploring, and I'll show you a little bit of what you want to pick up while we're waiting for our stuff to produce. All right, so let's go ahead and head out. And we're gonna pick up some stuff along the way. Don't worry about the leaves. We got plenty of leaves to keep that power going for a while. And we're just gonna go roaming around to see what we can find. So basically, there's gonna be a lot of things out in the world that you want to get if you see them. Different nodes of different ores. power slugs. Power slugs are going to be definitely one of the main ingredients in your buildings later on. There's going to be Mercer spheres and summer sloops. Those again will be later. But, oh, we hit some, what is this? Caterium, normal. So over here, you'll see these little patches. Collect those first. Those are pure. And we can walk around and see if there's any more. There's another one. Perfect. There's another one over there. I see a power slug over there we can maybe get. All right. Can we get that power slug? So also you want to collect alien DNA, which is these guys. If you can catch them, they're pretty fast sometimes, but we're going to be researching those in our next milestone. We're going to hop up here. We're going to grab that. We're going to come over to here. This is iron. We don't need to collect any of the iron because we already are making iron, so we don't need to research iron. Alright. So we got some of that. We got some of that. Let's keep going. So we got a power slug. We got some caterium. Those things are going to be super great when we need them. Let's keep going over here. It's a blue power slug over there, I see. Now, if you want to play on default, where the animals attack you, go right ahead. I've done that from day one. And honestly, I just like building. So I kind of turn that off just so I can explore and do what I want to do and get right into making my machines and my factories and my everything. I like to do that. That's what I'm more into than actual, like, fighting. So I'm just going to keep looking around, and it's... So the Northern Forest. Why do I pick the Northern Forest for my start? I mean, sure, you could pick anywhere else, which is completely fair, but Northern Forest... Oh, look at this. Hold on. We got a Mercer sphere. That is good. That will be something we'll talk about later on. And we might as well pick up some more DNA here, as long as we can keep up with them. The Northern Forest has a great amount of resources around it. I find some of the best. It's mostly pure nodes. They're pretty clumped together closely, which is super nice. So yeah, I like the Northern Forest because it's really a great place to start a game in Satisfactory. There is another crash site, which will give us some stuff. I can drop. Be careful when dropping. There we go. And we're going to just delete some of these things here. I'm going to grab some of these items. We got screws. Go in here. We can actually grab the hard drive out of here. We'll show you what to do with the hard drive very soon. And we're just going to collect everything we can. These drop sites are absolutely the best at the beginning of the game. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these berries. And let's just keep moving. Now be careful, because this is the edge here. You can't really see it very well, but yeah, you will fall down. I've done it before, as you know. And yeah, we're gonna just keep going, and we'll head back to the hub fairly soon. These bushes right here are poisonous. They don't emit the poison right away, not like those plants over there that gush poison, but they will start to poison you pretty quickly. There are a lot of caves in this game that you'll want to explore. Sometimes they have really good things in them, most of the time. Explosives is another thing you're gonna get, which is quite cool, because you can explode some rocks and some openings to caves and different things. Let's see what's down in here. We got our thing. Here we go. We're gonna just drop in. So we didn't even grab what we needed out of this crash site. I don't know why. Oh, we didn't come to this crash site. That's why. Okay, let's go ahead. This is operational. We're gonna grab that hard drive. I'm gonna delete all this good stuff and grab as much as we can. So we got some rods there. We got some copper sheets. And a supercomputer, which is nice. Some reinforced plates, some plates. So yeah, we got 2 hard drives now we can definitely use. All right, so let's go ahead back towards our base here. Let's see what we can do to submit our next milestone, which is field research. And that is really a good one. So let's go ahead and see what we need. We have some screws. We just picked them up at a crash site, which was excellent. Go check out how much wire we have, because that's the only thing we need to get the field research up and running. So let's go ahead and do that. So we need about almost 300, 250. We got plenty of wire. Look at that. And we're going to be able to send this off. And then I'll show you the MAM. Here we go. Send that off. And now let's build a MAM. So if we press Q, we go into special. We got a MAM now. We're going to go over here. Put that down. We're going to be able to go in here. And the first thing you'll see is hard drives. We do have 2 hard drives. Once you start scanning a hard drive, you cannot do any more research. So I would say don't do that just yet. We're going to do this, which is the DNA we got from the animal, which was the hog. We didn't get a spitter, and we didn't get a, what is this? The hatchers. So that's okay. The alien DNA, we did get a Mercer sphere. We can start researching that. Now this is up here, this is Sam, and this is Summer Sloops. We haven't found that yet. Caterium, we did find that. So let's start searching that. And with these little things, they open up rewards for you as well. We could start doing that. There we go. And once we get a little bit more Caterium, we'll be able to make wire once we can make ingots. That's super good. Here we got a paleberry. We have one of those. Perfect. We have a nut. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. We didn't get any bacon and gurry. Power slugs. We did get the blue one. Let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. We got a yellow one, but we need cable for that. So we can do that. Why don't we do that now? We'll go grab some cable. Let's actually go ahead and collect everything we need to collect out of our storage bins, which is not a lot, but we'll keep it close. So if we need it, we'll have it. So let's go ahead and grab everything we can kind of grab. Let's go into here. We'll grab some concrete. We'll grab some screws. We'll grab some rods, and then we'll grab some plates. And then we'll head back to the hub. Once the craft comes back, we'll be able to submit for our last milestone, which we can select it, but we can't submit it until it comes back, which is going to be base building, and we have everything we need for that. Now, if I go back, let's take a look at tier 2. We got parts assembly. That'll give us an assembler. It'll give us a couple of more things that we can make. Now, copper sheets. Why this is in parts assembly, I don't know. You don't need an assembler to make copper sheets. So I would think it would be in the basic copper, but it's not. That's fine. You only need a constructor. With rotors, modular frames, smart plating, that stuff, you need an assembler because you need two pieces of one part. So we're going to take a constructor and a constructor. One's going to make, say, screws and rods, and that's going to put them together and make a rotor. Same thing with modular frames. We're going to actually have to do screws and plates to make reinforced plates and put that together with rods, and that's going to make modular frames. Smart plating, that is for our space elevator part. Then we have obstacle clearing. That'll give us solid biofuel. Solid biofuel burns a lot slower than the biofuel. But now that we actually have our thing back, let's go ahead and ship this off, and I'll explain a little bit more. All right, let's get that going. All right. So let's get back into our thing. We got jump pads. Totally worthless. You don't really need them. Garbage. Resource. So the resource sink program, this is going to give us a sink, which you can actually throw items into, get tickets, and then go to a shop, which will then be able to buy things like to customize your whole setup, which is super nice. You get a build upgrade gun. This I think colors things and makes patterns. Really good stuff there. Logistics 2. I basically go from Logistics 1 to Logistics 3. That's just me. That's in phase 2 after you complete this smart plating. But yeah, I mean, you could use Logistics 2. You're going to need to get through that. Not a big deal. But yeah, that is kind of where we're at right now. So let's get back over to here. We're going to go into here. We did the power slugs. We're going to do that. There we go. Let's press E again. And now we need the purple power slug, which we haven't gotten. It's fine. Do we have sulfur? No. So now we can go ahead and scan our hard drive. This takes 10 minutes, and that's why I said do this after you've done all your research for everything else. So now we have a supercomputer. We don't need it. We're going to put it aside. When we get the sync, we'll probably just sync that. It's a really late game kind of thing, and you don't really need it, but you can get a lot of tickets to use at your store. We're going to put the hard drive in here. We're just going to put a lot of this stuff in here. Let's store all. And we're just going to pull out this limestone we don't need. This is sulfur, but we didn't have enough sulfur to obviously work with it. So we're going to have to get more sulfur, which I believe there's a node. Again, when you play a little more often, go ahead and put that grass in the thing. When you play a little more often, you'll start to know where things are. I know where Caterium is. I know where a lot of other things are. And so it'll make it easier. But in this area, just right off the bat here, there is, I believe, some quartz around the corner. I don't know if we can scan it. No, we can't. But we can scan for the Caterium now. It doesn't really matter. We're not looking for Caterium. Well, we could get Caterium. You know, I'm rambling. But anyway, Caterium is good to make those ingots because then we could get the wire. And then once we get the wire, we'll be able to do a better setup with power. But for now, we're just going to run down here because there is sulfur down here. And once that hard drive is done scanning, we'll be able to use that. Oh, a nice little creek there. We can grab this bacon. We need to definitely research that, which is good. And we'll grab this. And this place is super nice. I love this game. This is one of my favorite games of all time, probably. And the only downside to this game is the ending. The ending is great, don't get me wrong. But once the game ends, there's really no purpose to continue to build or make parts because the game ends. And so you kind of lose interest because you don't need to make anything. You don't need to produce anything anymore to get any further in the game because it's done, you know? which is kind of a downside for me. I would like them to have a better after game that would let me explore more options with building. For one, by the time you get really into the stuff that you can make really good factories with, it's sort of mid to later game. And with that being said, it's frustrating a little bit, because at that point you have to really just like make a factory to kind of keep going. But by the time you can get to really efficient factories and really nice building materials, it's really towards the later end of the game, or the mid to later end of the game, which kind of is a downside. So anyway, we've collected enough sulfur, I think. We can go up there, probably get that power slug. Maybe we can't. Oi, there we go. And then up, maybe here, maybe here. Nope, come on. There we go. And there, and perfect. So, another thing I would say that would be a real good research at this time would be quartz. Now, there is a quartz in 2 different places I know of. One being in a cave not too far from here. So, we're using quartz and Sam. We're going to be able to research that and use that to our advantage too. We'll get some jump boots, which will help us to jump higher. Mycelia is another one. So my suggestion is, at this point in the game, we still have a little less than 5 minutes to go on that, but we can definitely select a new milestone here. We can, let's go ahead and put in what we have. We have some screws, plates, cable, rods. Let's go ahead and put that in. We just need a little bit more cable. Let's go ahead and get that. My suggestion would be go to this cave. And I will show you where the cave is at. And this cave, we can get mycelia, which is a form of fabric that we'll be able to make. We'll be able to get Sam, which is another late game thing. Not late game. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's another thing that we can research, and that will help us to get some stuff done. And quartz. So I really want to go to this cave. I will take you to the cave. While this hard drive is finishing up, we're going to get rid of kind of everything we have in here. And let's go head down to the cave. So now this cave is not exactly close, but it's not exactly far. But it does have quite a bit of materials in it. Now I like to go, since I'm not playing on default where I'm going to be attacked and I got to carry a lot of resources on me. I like to kind of keep my inventory empty, so I can collect as much stuff as possible. If I'm going to fall down, I'm going to try to make it as gentle as possible. Like that. And again, make sure you pick up any other resources that you see. Power slugs, power things, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Another thing we didn't do is, which I should have done, is we should have, let's see, I can't make an equipment workbench because I don't have any parts, but that's fine. So it is good to carry some parts on you, but it's not necessary. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get over here. But an object scanner is what I wanted to make, and I didn't make it. And an object scanner can be made in your equipment workbench, and I should have made one, and I didn't. And it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So, but an object scanner will, once you research things, allow you to find things with the object scanner. So let's collect this. And then we're going to go across here. Now we do have access to some coal right over here. Like I said, we have some things that we can grab. So let's go ahead and grab stuff. So we grab some coal. Now we're just going to go up and around here. It's a little easier to get into the cave I want. So if we go up this way, there's another iron node up there. This is a great place to make steel because we have iron and coal make steel. That's when we get up to foundries later on in the game. But if we drop down right over here, carefully, gently, if you're gentle about it, you don't take damage. I'm going to grab this power slug. Here's the cave I'm talking about. This cave is filled with mycelia, which I'll show you what that is in a minute. So we're just gonna, you gotta go pretty deep into this cave. Not gonna lie. So you'll see these little blue mushrooms. This is mycelia, and some of it you can pick up and some of it you can't. There you go. And then once you click on the mycelia, you can just kind of pick up a whole bunch of mycelia. If we pick up sticks, it's fine as long as our inventory doesn't get too full. But we don't want to fill up on just wood, although we do need it for our biomass. So it's fine if you pick up a little bit. If you pick up too much and you need more room, you can always delete it or throw it in the garbage, which is fine. Right now, our main purpose is to get quartz, mycelia, and SAM. So this cave is really good with all that. So this is kind of my all-in-one cave that I really like to use. Eventually, once we get a lot of parts, we can put miners down in here. This is pure here. We're going to just grab some of this. That should be good for quartz. I mean, I like to get a lot, but I don't want to bore you either. You could stay here as long as you like and get as much as you want. Here is some SAM. This is normal. We're going to grab a bunch of SAM and we'll be able to research all this. So this cave is a bit on the darker side, and that is because I have global illumination on, which makes things look a lot darker in your game. But when you're using signs later on in the game, it'll add that glow to it. So that is why some of this is very dark. But yeah, let's head out of the cave, get back to the hub. The hard drive is done scanning. I'm hoping for cast screws. I like cast screws. Cast screws is amazing because we could skip the process of using rods to make screws and go right to screws, which is super nice. So let's go ahead and head back. On the way, I'm going to grab a whole bunch of leaves, and this will help with our bio setup for now. Now, if you haven't noticed, I do a run and a slide. If you're going uphill, you can't do it. But by pressing C, so you can jump with space, and if you hold C, you'll slide. And you'll actually get places a lot faster by running, jumping, and sliding. So if I jump and I slide, I can jump again, and I could just keep going. But when you go uphill, you'll stop dead. So, but you can get fast when you run and jump. That is some sulfur. We're going to collect that. Oh no, it's limestone. It look like sulfur. They're very close. All right, so let's head over to our man. Okay, so the hard drive gave us either iron wire or a fused. We don't want either one of those. We're just going to leave that be. We're going to go over to here. Now that we've got quartz, we can definitely scan for that. There we go. Then we can make silica eventually, which will give us this once we can make our modular frames, and that will be excellent. Let's go back up to alien technology, And we could scan our SAM here. Perfect. And now we can make this once we scan it again. And that will be super useful because we'll need these fluctuators. Anyway, we got mycelia. Let's go ahead and scan that. And fabric. We need biomass. We could do that very easily. So if we come down in here, let's go ahead and throw our leaves in that we got. Right now we're not doing wood, we're just doing leaves. It's fine. Come over to here. We'll grab some of this and we can make some fabric. So let's go over to here. And we will go into mycelia, fabric, and start the research there. There we go. And now we have fabric. We can make a parachute. So we just need to get some fabric and some cable. Let's go ahead into here. We're going to just grab this cable. We're going to go over to here. Actually, what can we do here? Obstacle clear. And let's just put that on and we'll grab that in a minute. But anyway, let's go over to here. We're going to make some fabric. So let's do that. All right. Let's go back over to here. I'm going to go into mycelia. Parachute. Start the research. I thought I hit it, but I didn't. Hello. There we go. Start research. Now we can make a parachute. Excellent. So I just want to go back into the quartz. If I have... Did we get... From a crash site, sometimes you get modular frames. We got 5. We need 10 of those. I'm going to take this hard drive out since we did our scan here. Let's see. I think we got everything. So far, we don't have enough for that. Hold on a second. I thought we had enough so far. Well, we should. Let's go back and do that. Start research. Perfect. Black powder, we can research that. Perfect. Let's go over to here. We are missing a detonator. We need black powder. So once we make black powder, we get pipes and we get that. That's later on in the game. We'll do that. Silica, we still need 5 more modular frames. Can we make modular frames now? We can. We need reinforced plates. So let's go make those jumping boots. They're going to be super important to have. Let's clean out some of our inventory here. We're going to grab some of this stuff here. Let's sort this out. Grab this wire. Sort this out. Sand we could put away. That we could put away. The sulfur we could put away. Alright. Modular frames, we need 5. So let's go ahead and make that. And then the other thing we're going to do is we need to grab... I almost had enough. Hold on. There we go. We're going to grab this because we're going to make some silica. And that's with our quartz crystal. I'm not sure how much we need, but we'll make a little bit here. Okay, let's stop that there. Let's go ahead here. Quartz. We have enough. Boom. Great. This, we need 200 silica. That's fine. This, we can go ahead and do that. Confirm. Okay, let's go ahead and just double check everything. We should be good. All right. So now let's go ahead into here. And we have a couple of things to make. We have an object scanner. That's one thing. That's one. Parachute. We need some more fabric. So we need 20 more fabric, which means we need, whatchamacallit, we need more mycelia. Here we need 20 silica, 3 rotors, and that we can definitely do that. Let's go ahead and modular frame. That's good. Now if we press E again, we make some silica again. I believe we needed 20. Let's grab rotors. that we got from a crash site. We click here, we can make those boots. Alrighty. So next, let's go ahead and open up here, and we'll put these boots on our legs. Now, we can jump a lot higher. Now, that is perfect. It's the parachute we really want, which we can actually make more fabric. I thought we didn't have enough, but we need more biomass. So let's go ahead and grab that. And we can do that. And we're going to make ourselves a parachute. So now we are going to be well on our way to getting things done. So parachute and jumping boots are essential to get places, to help you not fall. It's going to be game changing for you. Trust me. So let's go ahead and get this done. Perfect. Let's go ahead and throw this mycelia back in there. I'm going to click here and make a parachute. Done. We're going to hit there. We're going to hit this and put it on our back. And now we have a parachute. Perfect. All right. So now that we've gotten some main things done, let's go ahead and clear some of this up. Actually, let's scan this hard drive. I think that would be a good thing. E. There we go. Let's go ahead. I think we did enough research for now. I'm going to go ahead and scan the hard drive. Hopefully we'll get those cast screws. It's not a huge deal, but yeah. Let's go ahead and put the stuff in here to get our stuff going. We need screws, concrete, and cable. As you can see, we can get by really quickly now. Concrete is a bit slow. We are actually going to set up another one of these constructors. Let's go ahead and line that up there. If we press 6, we can do that. And we're going to go like that. And we're going to get this online here. That is... there we go. And then we will be able to press 6, point this at here, and we're going to go ahead and click E. That's going to change it to a merger. And we'll be able to merge that into here. And that is going to help us to get some more concrete quicker. This should load up pretty quickly. We need definitely some limestone. Let's do this. We're going to split this in half. Put that in there. Put this in there to give us a little start there. That'll work. Alright, so we need screws. That's in here. We're making quite a bit of screws, which is nice. And let's go ahead and set this off. There we go. Next thing, we're going to skip jump pads. Grab that. We're going to collect everything we need for this, which is rods and concrete and all the good stuff here. Just going to grab everything because we're going to run through these milestones pretty quickly. So by collecting stuff in between while you're still building stuff, making stuff, it's all automated. You will get things done so much more quickly. And now we will be ready to send this off as soon as it comes back. Then we'll be able to do logistics 2, which is not too hard as well. It's the reinforced plates that are going to give us a little bit of an issue, but not too bad. We can handcraft it for now. We're going to just take another little walk while we're waiting for the machine to come back, the pod. What's over here? We have more Caterium over here. Perfect. We're just going to roam around. We got the object scanner, don't we? So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to show you how to use the object scanner. So if we go over to here and put the object scanner here, we can scan for now Mercer spheres. And Mercer spheres is good. We do want to look for summer sloops as well. We haven't found any yet. There is a Mercer sphere under here. There's got to be a cave here somewhere, which is probably on this side somewhere. Is there a entrance here somewhere? Don't know. I can hear it. It's right under here. Maybe an opening over here. Let's see. There's got to be a cave here somewhere. So when you hear it and you see it on your scanner and it's not out in the open, it means it's probably a cave. And so you can look for the openings. Sometimes you'll find them, sometimes you won't. It's all good. But anyway, there's plenty more Mercer spheres in the world, so you can kind of just keep looking. So there's one up there. I don't know how we'll get up there. We'll see if we can jump up here. Now that we got our boots and we got a lot more jumping height. Let's go ahead. And we also have our parachute. So you can actually use your parachute. Not like that. Like this. You kind of wrap yourself around and boom. If you press C, you'll drop and you grab your Mercer sphere. Alrighty. Our machine is coming back. We're going to head back to the hub. We're going to set everything in for our sync. And that'll be good. As you can see, the parachute works super nicely. There is that Mercer sphere underground over here somewhere, which we can't seem to find, which is fine. Eventually we'll find it. It's not a big deal. Can travel a lot more efficiently with a parachute. Let's drop in. Get in here. We're gonna send this stuff off. Concrete. There we go. We'll send that off. Now, the last thing we're going to do is Logistics 2. Select that milestone. We need reinforced plates. We have 44. We need 50. Let's go over to here. We'll make some more reinforced plates to get that up to 50. When the pod comes back in another 4 minutes, we'll submit that and we will end here. And the next episode will pick up on the space elevator and the space elevator parts, and possibly reorganizing our base to make it more efficient. So we do have plenty of reinforced plates. Let's take a look here. So we are going to want to kind of organize this a lot better. And let's just take a look here. We have organization now. We have foundations now. These foundations, if you hold control, hook you up with the world grid. That means anywhere in the world that you put down a foundation, it will line up with your world grid. It is very convenient for especially new players to basically get everything set to level off where you want it to be. If that makes sense. It keeps everything on the same grid. And that's super helpful. To make foundations. Foundations are concrete and steel plates. Not steel plates, iron plates. And yes, they are fantastic. You hook things up very nicely. If you press R, you can do it vertically, which I'll show you. And you can go vertically. If you press R again, let's grab that. R. There we go. Zoop. Zoop is also very easy. You can make these go long distance like this and this. And we will set up a much better system here. Right now, we are not making a huge ton of concrete. It is pretty slow going, as you can see. Yeah. What I'm thinking, let's see, why is this going so slow? So, it is a minor one, but we are getting enough. It's the belts. The belts are really slow. And if the belts were a little quicker, like here and here, that would get the limestone in there a lot quicker. But right now, we're working with what we have. It's fine. If you press H, you can take anything that's in your hand, put it away. That's a great tool. And yeah, so now we need, let's see, more concrete. We're going to need 200. We got the rods, we got the plates, and we need reinforced plates. So let's go ahead and see if we can get any more concrete. We are super close to getting 200 concrete. That's good. We have about 1:40. Let's check out our hard drive and see if that finished. I don't think so. I think we would have got an alert. No, we got 27 seconds left. We'll check that out. See if we get those cast screws. We could take off a step. I'm going to show you right now. So these rods turn into screws, which is okay, but not great. If we get an alternate recipe, we'll be able to just make this into cast screws and take a constructor away, which is really nice. I like that option. So, yep, man research is done. Let's see what we get. We did get the cast screws. There they are. They take a little longer. This is 50 per minute. The other one is 40, but we're going to grab that. We really do want that. Next, we're going to go over here. I'm going to take away that constructor, take away that. I'm going to go into here, select a recipe, cast screws, and then we're going to just move this back a little bit. All right, I'm going to grab that, turn this around, hook it up there, and then now that didn't work out so well. I'm going to take that, line it up. There we go. Connect that to there. And now we are making cast screws. Great. So now our pod is coming back. We're going to go ahead and submit our last thing once it lands. And we will end the episode off here with completing tiers 1 and 2, except for the jump pads, which you don't need to complete if you don't want to. We just need to get a little bit more concrete, which we should have now. And yeah, that will complete us for that. Now, was it a little bit of grind? Yes. Is this the best way to start? I believe so. We didn't hand automate stuff. We did a lot of research in the MAM. We got through all the milestones 1 and 2 fairly quickly, probably maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. But the research was, it left us enough room that we didn't have to handcraft anything, which with it automating left us time to go explore the world a little bit more. We have our map now, which is M, and you can see where we are. That's where our hub is. We went all the way over to here, went into the caves, and this is the cave we kind of explored over here. So yeah, I mean, we got a lot done in this episode. Jumping pads, don't need them. Next time, we are going to be setting up the space elevator, which if we go into special, you'll be able to see here. We need some wire, concrete, and then we'll be able to set up the space elevator. So that is the next episode. We'll set up smart planing. I'll show you how to do all that. And yeah, if you liked this episode and you'd want to see more, please click the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.